Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope all of you are in a good and sound position by the grace of Almighty Allah. At first, I would like to welcome you all in Govt Bangla College. It is a different situation. This year, it is different, where I am welcoming you, and all of you know the reason why we are here. We are here in the online platform to meet you because of coronavirus pandemic. Okay, I am Israt Zahan, lecturer, Department of English, Govt Bangla College, and I will be with you. That means I'll take your English classes, whether it is in online or offline, that is in the classroom. When the situation or the pandemic will be over, we'll come to the normal classes. Today, this is my very first class with you. Okay, dear students, in your English courses, in this paper, in English paper, you have two paper. That means you have two part. One is English first paper, and another one is English second paper. As you are the fresher or in first year, you will read first paper, and when you will be promoted to second year, you will read second paper. But for the first paper, we will read the first part and the second part together. For the first paper, you have a book that is English for Today. Actually, we will read the text first, and we'll also read the some parts from second paper. In the first part, you have also another part, that is writing part, and you will cover it by some other books. Okay, now we will start our class with the book English for Today. And I have come today to discuss one of the important topics from the book, that is food adulteration. Food adulteration, and this is in the unit 5, and we are going to read the lesson on unit 5, food adulteration, lesson on. And the title of this lesson is Food Adulteration Reaches New Height. Food adulteration reaches new height. Dear students, when I have uttered the word food adulteration, I think most of you are known to this topic. In your previous classes, in school level, I think you read about this topic. In your paragraph writing or application writing, I think you read it in your school level. And today we will read a lesson on food adulteration. Food adulteration reaches new height. That means food adulteration, the situation, the food adulteration reaches, or it has come into a new height, and we will read it. At first, you are seeing the word arm of activity. Arm of activity. Dear students, in all of your lesson, you will see this word. Arm of activity. Before starting every lesson, you will see it. So, what's the meaning of this word? What is arm of activity? Arm of activity. Arm up means a period or act of preparation for doing something. That means arm up is a period or act of preparation for doing something. That means when you will read a lesson, before reading the lesson, you will discuss or you will think about the topic or about the lesson. That means you are thinking about the topic at first before reading the lesson. As you are doing it before reading the lesson, you are thinking about the lesson. It is called arm up. That means you are arming up your brain about the lesson or about the topic. So, here are some arm of activity before the lesson about the topic. Okay, let's read it. At first, here you are seeing the sentence, share the following questions with your friend. Before starting the lesson, you have to share the following questions, or you can share the following questions. You can discuss, you can converse with your friend about these questions. What is the question? What is food adulteration? That means you can ask your friend about the question, about this question, that what is food adulteration, before starting the lesson. As the title of the lesson is food adulteration, you are talking about the lesson at first and you are asking the question to your friend, what is food adulteration? And the second one is, have you heard the name of pesticide called formalin, which is used as a preservative? That means you are asking your friend the question that, have you heard the name of a pesticide called formalin, which is used as a preservative? You can ask your friend this question, and your friend also can ask this question to you. You can also ask, who do you think uses chemical pesticides on food or fruits? Try, dear students, try to make the answer of these questions before starting the lesson. And I hope, I will not give you the answer today. I hope you will make the answer of these questions. Now we will go to the lesson, today's lesson. This lesson is actually read the following feature item published in Dhaka city. Actually, it is a feature that was published in a Dhaka daily, and we will read that feature today. The first line of this feature or our lesson is, unsafe levels of pesticides are present in around half of the vegetables and more than a quarter of fruits sold in the capital's markets, a recent survey has found. That means unsafe levels of pesticides are present in around half of the vegetables, which has been surveyed by a recent survey. A recent survey has found it that around half of the vegetables and more than a quarter of fruits, that means more than a quarter of fruits and half of the vegetables in the markets has been used by unsafe level of pesticides. Unsafe level of pesticides have been seen in those vegetables and fruits. A 15-member team of the National Food Safety Laboratory, with support from the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, came up with the findings after collecting and testing food samples from the capital's Gulshan, Kauran Bazar and Mohakhali markets. A 15-member team of the National Food Safety Laboratory, that means a 15-member team, a team of member of 15 person of the National Food Safety Laboratory, with support from the Food and Agriculture Foundation, which has been supported by the Food and Agriculture Organization, came up with the findings after collecting. That means they have came up with the findings, or they have come to the decision after collecting, when they collect and tested food samples, from the capitals Gulshan, Kauran Bazar and Mohakhali markets. The survey report, a copy of which was acquired by the Dhaka Tribune, read that nearly 40% of 82 samples of milk products, fish, fruits and vegetables contained banned pesticides such as DDT, aldrin, chlordane and heptachlor. The survey report, which has been surveyed, the survey report, a copy of which was acquired by the Dhaka Tribune, the daily paper. The Dhaka Tribune acquired one of the copy of that report, and they showed that nearly 40% of 82 samples nearly 40% of 82 samples of milk products, fish, fruits and vegetables contains banned pesticides, prohibited pesticides such as DDT, aldrin, chlordane and heptachlor. That means this type of food milk products contained some pesticides that was banned pesticides as DDT, aldrin, chlordane and heptachlor. The amounts of pesticide in the samples are found to be 3 to 20 times greater than the limits set by the European Union. The amounts of pesticide in these samples which has been added to these samples, the samples of milk products, are found to be 3 to 20 times greater. That means these pesticides which has been added to these milk products are found to be 20 times greater than the limits set by the European Union. That means the European Union has set a limit which amount of the European Union has set a rules that they can add the pesticide in some amounts, but the businessmen, they are adding the pesticide more than the limitation that has been set by the European Union. Around 50% vegetables and 35% fruits are found to be contaminated with unsafe level of pesticides. Around 50% vegetables, the students, around 50% vegetables and 35% fruits are found to be contaminated. That means 50% vegetables and 35% fruits are found poisonous with unsafe level of pesticides. Analyzing more than 30 samples of turmeric powder, that is branded, packaged and opened, the team also found that nearly 30% of the samples contain traces of lead chromate, which can be fatal if swallowed or inhaled. Analyzing more than 30 samples of turmeric powder. 30 samples of turmeric, more than 30 samples of turmeric powder has been analyzed, and this turmeric powder was branded, packaged and these are open. And the team which analyzed it, the team found that nearly 30% of the samples, 30 samples and the 30% of that 30 samples are contained traces of lead chromate, and these samples contain traces of lead chromate, which can be fatal, which can be dangerous if swallowed or inhaled. These samples also contained lead at 20 to 50 times above the safety limit of 2.5 parts per million set by the Bangladesh Standard Testing Institute, BSTI. These samples also contained, the samples of turmeric powder also contained lead at 20 to 50 times above. That means 20 to 50 times above, more than the safety limit of 2.5 parts per million that has been set by the Bangladesh Standard Testing Institute, BSTI. Arsenic and chromium above safety limits were detected in a total of 5 out of 13 rice samples. Arsenic and chromium, these are above safety limits, were detected, and arsenic and chromium also have been detected in a total of 5 out of 13 rice samples. That means out of 13 rice samples, from 13 rice samples, in 5 arsenic and chromium was found without the limitation. Using a sensitive high performance liquid chromatography HPLC method developed by the Food Safety Lab, 66 samples were analyzed for the presence of formaldehyde. Using a sensitive high performance liquid chromatography HPLC method developed by the Food Safety Lab, and 66 samples are analyzed for the presence of formaldehyde. 66 samples are analyzed because of the presence of formaldehyde. Adulteration was thereby detected in samples of coriander, mango and fresh shrimps. Adulteration, this poison was thereby detected, was found, that means it was found, this type of adulteration was found in samples of coriander, mango and fresh shrimps. The tests indicated that poultry feed in the country had also been contaminated, as samples of chicken and fish contained traces of antibiotics. The test that has been done by the BSTI indicated that poultry feed, the food of poultry in the country, had also been contaminated. That means the food of poultry in the country has been contaminated, as samples of chicken and fish contain traces of antibiotics. And as the sample of fish and chicken has been provided, and it showed that it contained antibiotics. The feed of the poultry feed contained antibiotics. High microbial populations were found in several samples of pasteurized milk, indicating poor processing procedures by the manufacturers. High microbial populations. High microbial population are found in several samples of pasteurized milk. Microbial populations are found in pasteurized milk, indicating poor processing procedures by the manufacturers. This type of milk, this pasteurized milk that contained high microbial population, indicate that poor processing by the manufacturer, poor processing procedures by the manufacturer. Actually the manufacturer's poor processing style added the high microbial populations in the pasteurized milk. Samples of cucumber and street foods also showed high microbial populations, suggesting widespread contamination in the water supply. Samples of cucumber and street foods also showed high microbial populations. The cucumber and street foods also showed high microbial populations, suggesting widespread contamination in the water supply. It also suggested widespread contamination in the water supply. The director of Institute of Public Health, IPH, told the Dhaka Tribune that the survey report has been submitted to the Health Ministry. The director of Institute of Public Health, Institute of Public Health's director told to the Daily Dhaka Tribune that the survey report has been submitted. The report of the survey report has been submitted to the Health Ministry. Further tests of different products are being carried out at the Food Safety Lab. More tests of different products are being carried out at the Food Safety Lab. A former Director General of the Health Services and Senior National Advisor of the FAO said the findings are shocking for the whole nation. A former Director General of the Health Services former Director General and Senior National Advisor of the FAO said the findings, this report, were shocking for the whole nation, as most of the foods and fruits were contaminated by adding the pesticides. He added that instead of focusing only on the end products, the issue should be addressed at the root level. He added that instead of focusing only on the end products, that means the Director General of Health Services added that instead of focusing, not only focusing only on the end products, the products that has been produced, the issue should be addressed at the root level, pointing out that there are 4 steps in the production process. He also pointed out that there are 4 steps in the production process, and these are farmer, transport, wholesale and retail trader. He said better monitoring and supervision are mandatory for stopping food adulteration. And pointing out that he said that there are 4 steps in the production process, and these are farmer, transport, wholesale and retail trader. And he also said that better monitoring and supervision, if we better monitor, supervise or observe, by observing it, that means monitoring or observing it and supervising are mandatory for stopping food adulteration. This type of supervision, the supervision and monitoring can stop food adulteration. Adulterated food products are reportedly the cause behind thousands of people suffering from fatal diseases like cancer, kidney failure and heart problems. Adulterated food products, that means this type of contaminated food products, are reportedly the cause. This type of food products are cause or reason behind the thousands of people who are suffering from fatal diseases like cancer, kidney failure and heart problems. Health specialists told the Dhaka Tribune that the Ministry of Food had enacted a Food Safety Act but was yet to prepare the necessary rules. Health specialists told the Dhaka Tribune that the Ministry of Food Ministry had enacted a Food Safety Act, but this act was yet to prepare the necessary rules. As the issue of food safety was also linked to 14 other ministries, a coordinated agency should take responsibility of ensuring safety in food products, they added. The specialists, the health specialists, they added that as the issue of food safety was also linked to, as this issue, the food safety issue is also linked to other 14 ministry. With food ministry, this issue is also linked to other 14 ministries. That means total 15 ministries. A coordinated agency of this ministry should take responsibility. They should take the responsibility or duty of ensuring safety of food products, they added. Dear students, this is the feature that has been adapted from a news published in Dhaka Tribune. This is the lesson that you are reading in your lesson. And okay, now we will go to some exercise of this lesson. At first, choose the right answer. That is multiple choice question. Here you are seeing the multiple choice question, and you have to choose the right answer from these questions. And the first one is, what percentages of the milk samples contained pesticide? The students, these questions have been said from your lesson, and you already read it. What percentages of the milk samples contained pesticide? In our lesson, we read that 40 percentages of the milk samples contained pesticide. Okay, that's why the answer is 40. In your examination, you will be asked your question paper will be set by this question, the MCQ question, multiple choice question. You can write the answer only the answer in your answer script. At first you will give the number A and then the 3, and answer is 40. Number B, how did the scientists realize that the water supply was contaminated? That means, how did the scientists realize that the water supply was contaminated? Here the 4 options: because of microbial presence, from the color of the water, from an analysis of the mineral content through chemical test. In our lesson, we read that because of microbial presence or microbial population presence, scientists realized that the water supply was contaminated. So the answer is because of microbial presence. Number 1. Why were microbial populations present in pasteurized milk? The third question. Why were microbial populations present in pasteurized milk? Because of widespread contamination in the water cows drink. Because of the formaldehyde content in the milk. Because of poor processing of the milk. All of the above. What will be the right answer? The right answer is that we read in our lesson is why were microbial population present in pasteurized milk? Because of poor processing of the milk. Poor processing of the milk, the microbial population was present in the pasteurized milk that we read in our lesson. So the answer is because of poor processing of the milk. The amounts of pesticide in local food samples are dash times greater than the limits set by the European Union. The amounts of pesticide in local food samples. We read in our lesson that the amounts of pesticide in local food samples are 20 times greater. The answer is number 2, 20 times greater than the limits set by the European Union. Number E. How many ministries are concerned with the food safety issue? 10, 15, on or 14? In our lesson, we read that 14 other ministries with the food ministry are concerned with the food safety issue. That means the 15 ministries. 15 ministries are concerned with the food safety issue. Answer the following questions. That is the WH question. You will be asked this type of question in your examination also, and you have to answer these questions in your examination. In your answer script, you can only write the answer of this question. The question number 1 is, what does new height refer to in the title of the news report? What does new height refer to? That means, what does new height refer to? What is the meaning of the new height in the title of the news report? The very title of our lesson, of today's lesson is food adulteration reaches new height. What is the new height? The answer may be that students, before giving the answer of this type of questions, please keep in your mind that you will not copy the sentences from your lesson. You will write the answer based on the lesson, but the sentences here, the language here will be in your own sentences. You will write in your own sentences. Okay. What will be the answer of these questions? What does new height refer to in the title of the news report? Maybe the answer is, you can write this answer in this way, that in the title of the news report, new height refers to the situation of food adulteration. New height refers to the situation of food adulteration that got worse than it was before. That got worse than it was before, and that's why we are saying that it has reaches into a new height. Question number 2b. What confirms that even our poultry products are contaminated? What confirms that even our poultry products are contaminated? In our lesson, we read that the use of a sensitive high performance liquid chromatography HPLC method by the Food Safety Lab has identified the presence of antibiotics in the samples of chicken, and this confirms that even our poultry products are contaminated. Number 3, C. What are the health risks related to adulterated food? What are the health risks related to adulterated food? That is, what is the health risk related to contaminated food? You can write the answer in this trial. That we can write the answer. Health risks related to adulterated food are fatal diseases, that we read in the lesson. That health risk related to adulterated food, you can write your answer, you can start your answer from the question, and then you will add the information, extra information from your text, and you will write it in your own sentences. Health risks related to adulterated